Hey there! So today we have another Darwin's Rants. You're probably curious why this whole to-do. Just had to do two days of orientation in Disney Springs. Did Monday and today. Short days. Yeah, what time is it? Yeah, short days. Wait, did I tell you? Yeah. I think I gave you guys a little bit of an update. What? No, I didn't. I'm trying to think. Like, I can't remember. Monday, man. Literally was there for about 2 hours, drove an hour, which is crazy, like half an hour there, half an hour back. Just random orientation stuff, like signing, like yeah, I'll try to keep it like just corporate, blah, blah, blah. And the most important thing was like, hey, this is how you call out of work. Like, this is, you got to show up on time, like things that are actually relevant. Like, their rules of like what timely is for your shift. What it looks like if you want to like give up shifts, trade shifts, right? That little bit of that, but that was like 20 minutes. So, and then just went home. Today was another day and I was expecting to be there longer. It started off with like, what did they do? Oh man. First off, like you have 11 people in a room, 20 minutes is spent on like, dealing with like basically, 13-year-olds in the sense of like, well, I can't log on to your thing or what browser. I'm like, for the computer illiterate people, come on, like, I already did all the like the front end, the back end of this stuff already on my computer at home already. So now I got to wait through this stuff. Like everybody's raising their hand. Not everybody, a few people, and then going through just corporate nonsense. Like it's like, do I really care that the parent company, does the concessions and hospitality for the Boston Bruins or Shenandoah National Park or whatever Atlanta airport, like I don't know, like, right? Like, and then just like corporate, like, let us tell you about this. I'm like, all right, great, thanks. Won't ever be useful. And then they did a whole Disney one, which literally, it was amazing. I literally sat through 5 to 10 minutes of just like 1990s B-roll of Disneyland and Disney World. Why? I don't know, but just like music, just like, that kind of like, it sounded, what it sounded like 90s sitcom symphony music, just like just elevator music, and just B-roll, like nobody talking, just B-roll, just showing video, just helicopter shots of like random parts of Disneyland, Disney World. I don't know why, just sat through all that. And the best part about it is like, it had to be like dozens of people on a Zoom meeting to do that. So it was a live Zoom meeting. So 2 people had to devote like a full hour of their day just to like show B-roll, talk a little bit about this. So I don't like, in my position, I don't actually work at Disney. I work for, I'm I work for a third party, which is a large hospitality company, one of the largest in the country. They run concessions and hospitality for like airports and but then they're obviously connected to Disney because it's part of Disney property, Disney Springs, right? So they have to give you a Disney spiel, more corporate, blah, blah, blah. Then the next one was actually a little bit more useful because then it goes specifically to Disney Springs. Like, hey, here's architecture here. Here's what this looks like. A little bit of like, the surroundings of where you're going to work. So I actually like thought that was somewhat useful. Did I learn anything else useful? Oh, you know what? And then part of the training was also like here's some guest scenarios. Here's how you should talk to the guest and what we expect for hospitality. But like, I was like you literally have like 2 trainers, the HR person here, 11 people in the room. Like, let's mock it. Like, let's do it in person. Like, hey, this is like, well, hi, like, greet table. Like, like actual pure knowledge and pure, way to train people instead of just like watching some stupid video. It's like, well, which answer is correct? A, B, C, or D, right? Like, and then like now you have 11 people that had to drive somewhere that are silently sitting in the room, and 3 people that are 2 trainers and HR person just sitting there on their computers with no right? Like it's just like, why? Like, it's 2025. Like, why is any of this done in person? Like, all of this should have been done online. Like, hey, here's an email. You have 2 days to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to get your job. Like, fucking do it. But instead, we all had to show up in person, and sit silently in a room with headphones in, because it had to be done in I don't know why it had to be done in person. Now, again, if we're gonna do it in person, let's fucking mock it. Let's like pretend he's a server, and then like, okay, look, this is how we, as for service, we like to, if you're gonna push hospitality, fucking train people instead of just showing them a stupid video silently in a room. Then we all had to drive and waste all this gas and time to show up. Anyway, so then I I thought it was gonna be a long day. Turns out the rest of today's afternoon and tomorrow, you got to be all day, was for a food service license and then an alcohol service license for Thursday afternoon and then part of Friday tomorrow. And that I even mentioned on Monday, it's like, what if you already have this? Like, so first off, all these other people in the room are not actually specifically working at the restaurant that I'm going to be working at. It's like other places in Disney, which is weird to like, be orientating people. But whatever, it's all a blanket orientation, so it's nothing specific to anybody's restaurant. But then I was like, other than me and another guy, 9 other people never had the certification. Like, where'd you find these motherfuckers off the street? Like, I've been working here down in Florida for 6 years. Every employer has made me have to take it. So like where'd you find these guys that don't, like, literally, like, when I started at Runabout, my thing had lapsed. He's like, yo, bro, where's your proof of it? It's like, oh, shit, okay, I'm going to sit at home and literally spend the entire night doing it. Then when I got hired at F&D, I was like, oh, thank God I did it at Runabout. Here's my copy of it. Like, I've already done those. If you don't know, there's a food handler one, there's alcohol one. You go on the stupid website, you pay your, well, ideally the company pays for it, but I paid for mine out of pocket, whatever. It's like $30-$40. And you're putting in a good solid 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for those combined, for 2 of them. And it's just a lecture of like, all right, well, food has to be held at this temperature. These are the diseases you can get. This is food safety. Then you give you a little quiz. And then the alcohol one's like, all right, this is how you tell somebody's intoxicated. This is how, this is how alcohol affects people's body. Like shit to, train you on whatever and whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? And then like they probably spend a lot of time figuring out how to, so you can't avoid learning this stuff, right? They'll randomly like stop the video and they're like, all right, question, can you answer that correctly? Otherwise you're gonna have to rewatch it. You can't mute the video. Like once you turn it on, your entire computer is taken up by that. Like you can't mute it and turn something else on. It just plays the audio and you have to sit through it. I forget what I did, but I think like I might have opened up my laptop and like play, so I can actually use my computer, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there's ways around it. Like turn on your TV and just have it playing on your computer in the background. But you also have to pay attention because they're going to force you to take random quizzes at certain points and so whatever. It's a great way. It's there's no easy way to take it. You're sitting there. There's no fast forwarding. There's no 2x speed. You're sitting through all that pound, all this information, and it's just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I vividly remember taking the first time, like when I first started Stanford Brewing, and then taking it again this year. So I was like, so I have my copies of this shit. Like, and she's like, oh yeah, you're done then. I'm like, what? So I literally drove, like, again, Monday drove an hour just for like 2 hours of BS. Today drove an hour back, an hour back and forth for almost 3 hours of BS. And that's it. Thankfully they brought us some Morimoto, which I'll be working at. They brought us all out and paid for our lunch. Prefixed, it was like some chicken dumplings, California roll, a little bit of salad, and a few strips of orange chicken. Yeah. So they paid for. So if anything, if I just refused lunch, I could have just been there for 3 hours and went home. But instead, had to wait a while because the thing finished early, but it has to still sit there for half an hour just so that we could hit our reservation at the restaurant. And then and the funny thing is, like, it was coursed out, like we didn't order, right? So got my, it's like half a roll of sushi and then a couple dumplings. All right, cool. Got a little salad, a little chicken. And then I'm just sitting there. Like, is it going to be dessert? Is there another course? And we're just sitting. Thankfully, I chat with the other guy. He's actually an older gentleman. He's probably, I would guess he's like 50. He's apparently worked with the manager at Morimoto. And he got hired as a server just for me. So we chat a little bit. But just sitting 5, 10, 15 minutes. All of a sudden, like, one of the trainers walks over. He's like, all right, well, we're going to go back to do the training thing. And I'm like, oh, shit, I could have just left. So I told her, like, yeah, I'm leaving. And she's like, yeah, you're done. And I'm like, so all these people have to get huddled back into another room and do the food training thing that, again, and then I talked to and then I was talking to the other guy. I was like, why isn't everybody doing this at home? Like, every place I've worked at, you just do it at home. Like, why do you have to be in person for this shit? It's not like the trainer is going to do it for you. You just actively have to sit on a computer and just watch it. Like, the trainer doesn't teach you anything. Like, so they're just there to, like, watch you watch a video. All right. And then one of the managers walked up to me. And there's like, what's your availability? He's like, I cannot wait to start. Full availability. Start me whenever you can. She's like, cool, I'll give you a schedule for next week. Which, bro, I don't know if you know, it's Thursday. God forbid I actually again, I don't know if I'm getting a part-time job or a full-time job. And then God forbid I do actually care about my jobs. Like, this gives them zero notice. Like, I'm scheduled at both jobs next week, and At some point, I'm just gonna be like, nope. Like, you scheduled me already, but I can't show up, which is like 0 notice. Because again, I would have given the notice if I had any clue about any of this stuff. Literally, orientation started this week. I didn't even know if I was going to be training in a month, next week, 2 weeks. I don't know. So like my jobs are completely clueless, just like me. And I just got home after almost an hour plus, and I still haven't gotten email. So I don't know what my next week's schedule looks like if I'm quote unquote training next week. So that's where I'm at. So, but I'm very excited that we're moving forward. Obviously, this place is just gonna be a banger. Like, it's just like literally impossible to get a job in Disney Springs. Like, like, and then I have a group chat of people, all my friend group from Sanford Brewing. There, it's like everybody's looking for a job. It's I don't know what it is about Orlando, but there's a lot of jobs, but I don't know why there's such a huge demand. Like, does everybody just move here thinking they're gonna get a job? Like, where? Like, it's just like Reddit, Facebook groups, even working at restaurants. I just see people like being at a restaurant or going to a bar, just people randomly walking in. Hey, are you hiring? Hey, you're hiring? Doing shit like I was doing. I was like, God forbid. Like, I'd be fucked if I didn't find this, get this job. Like, nobody can be hiring because everybody's looking for work. I don't know. I'm just blessed and lucky, and I hope it's lucrative enough. Hopefully, it's like more hours than like a sufficient amount of hours. Like, if this job's only like 1 or 2 days a week, then I'm like, uh-oh. Well, how this? It still definitely helps. Like one or 2 days, whatever. It's way better than what I'm doing now. But then it just provides a mystery of what I do with my other 2 jobs. Like, can I change my availability? Do I just randomly quit? Like, and honestly, with one of my jobs, I might just have to quit because I can't negotiate. Like, hey, by the way, like, I just found out my schedule. I know you scheduled me for like 5 days next week. I could only show for 2. Right? Like, just like, I don't know. Like, are they gonna be that accommodating to me? Like, hey, I found another job, but like, I want to keep it a couple days here. Like, do they want that, or they're just like, fuck you, get out of here. We'll fill up, full time with all the other employees we have, right? I don't know. So it does put you in a pickle, because ideally it's like, hey, here's your orientation, and like, what, you're gonna not go to orientation to get trained for this job? It's like, hey, you're gonna do your orientation, and then here's your training schedule. Is that acceptable, or what are you available for? Literally, I don't have that. I'm not having that conversation until like 3 days until next week, 2 days until next week. You quote unquote think of it that way. And now I'm gonna suddenly get a schedule just plopped on my lap out of nowhere. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think that's a little crazy, but it's an opportunity you can't turn down. So like, I'm just gonna. I'm a yes sir. You schedule me these days, yes sir, and my other jobs can figure it out. So, or I'm just gonna have to quit, right? Who knows? Until next time. Cheers, later.